And we are live. Sorry we're late. Very sorry we're late. Had some slight technical hiccups. Jester can't be with us tonight, but we've switched his camera on so that it kind of looks as if he's here. Wolfie's having some problems with his camera. His camera's sideways.
I'll try to go. I need to go portrait. I'm landscape.
He's currently stuck in portrait mode.
How do you fix this?
If you turn the computer, right, hold on and I'll try and fix it. You stay there, right?
I've went funny as well.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No.
Is that better?
Yous are fine.
Is that better?
I'm upside down. Guys, there's blood rushing in my... Guys, there's blood rushing in my head. Guys, there's blood rushing in my head here.
Somebody help him. There we go.
Anyway.
That's better. You know what?
Good evening.
Good
evening. We've made it.
Wee bit of humour.
We're here for our second episode proper of Anti-Social Distancing live on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. Hold on just now and I'll retweet the live feed.
Oh, I'll do this too. I'll get on my phone. I'll interact.
I don't know what I'm doing. So
it's difficult. It's difficult. I suppose in Tiger Tim's day, he didn't have like social media to worry about.
I was talking about Tiger Tim today.
He was manning the phones, I guess, or maybe he had somebody doing that for him.
I was talking
incidentally, if you're watching on Twitter and you do have the live feed there, you can retweet it. So that would be handy and helpful if anybody's watching on Twitter.
I'm trying to put it on my Twitter now. Sunday Night Live.
Sunday Night Live. So, burning question. We start with every podcast. Dinner.
Yeah.
What's for dinner?
I was anticipating this.
I've not had anything yet.
Really?
No, I've not had anything. I don't know what I'm going to have.
I get chinned last week for asking him at this time why I was asking him about his dinner, because it's 8 o'clock.
I mean, it is. You should have had dinner by now.
Too late, Mr. Jester.
I mean, time, you know what I mean? Like 8 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Yeah. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, it's all...
Okay. So what are you going to...
It's just
what are you going to have?
What's the plans? What's in the plans?
For my dinner?
I
don't know. I might make some salt and chili chicken bites. Like vegan chicken bites. I've figured out how to make salt and chili chips. Like all the stuff that goes into it. And I've got like this seasoning that you just, like salt and chili seasoning you put in it. It's brilliant.
It sounds smashing.
So I might do that. But then I might just have toast. So depends. Depends. My new favourite. Oh, you go. Sorry. You go.
No. What's your new favourite?
My new favourite thing is, and I think I've discovered I liked it as I've got older. My favourite breakfast is toast and Marmite with beans on it.
Okay.
If you think you don't like Marmite, try it again. Because I thought I didn't like it. And then I tried it again, and now I crave it. I love it.
You've mentioned it a few times.
I've never actually tried it.
So you can do it right. I used to put too much on, and I didn't use butter. Butter your toast, let it melt. Marmite on it, kind of mix it in, and it's just got that like mad salty, meaty flavour, man. It's brilliant, man.
I just if you could,
you're not selling it. To be fair,
if you could say that it was like something that I've tried.
Spread.
Like what would?
Maybe like it's a weird one because it's no maybe like a bovril paste.
Is it no like its own thing?
Aye,
like, it's the kind of like Ribena.
Aye. It's a yeast extract. It's Disney. I don't know what it is. It's no meat. It's vegetarian, vegan.
Right. Every morning.
Most mornings. Sometimes I don't let myself have it, so that I look forward to it the next day. That's where I've got now. Like I'm craving myself.
So Marmite and spag bol adds a twist.
Right. And like if you're making mince, you put a dollop of that through it. It's great. My mad doesn't like Marmite. My mad doesn't like Marmite.
I'm intrigued. I'm gonna whack it on the shopping list.
Honestly,
and I'll let you know on Wednesday. In fact, Wednesday evening, first thing.
Evening. So toast right out the toaster, butter, and then the tip of your knife about the size of a grape, and then like spread it and rub it on. But then I've been eating toast and beans wrong my whole life. If you eat toast and beans, how do I try to eat it with my back?
One day just try to throw it up and catch it.
Right, so always my whole life toast, and then you pour beans out.
Aye.
It's wrong.
Right.
So with my Marmite now, toast, butter, Marmite, hod the toast, put the beans on the toast, bite it.
Right,
I do the two corners, then the middle, two corners, middle, and then it doesn't go soggy, so every bite is crunchy.
If I was having breakfast and it came with a couple of slices of toast, that's how I would utilise the toast. Is
definitely
use it as I use the toast as a spoon.
Aye.
And take bits off it.
Right, what we'll do, right, Wolfie, if you can do the same thing, if you want, Marmite Wednesday, first thing, Marmite and toast. We'll have the Marmite and toast ready to go, and we'll go for a live taste test. We'll go for a taste test live on Wednesday show.
I'll do it now because I just love
Marmite. I've literally never tried it in my life. I'm sure I had when Walker's brought out the Marmite crisps,
it's
and that tasted alright.
You know they say something's umami. You know that term? It's like just engulfs your mouth. It's good, man. So, I don't know. Wednesday.
We'll do
it live on Wednesday.
I don't think I've ever tried it either. So the plan is on Wednesday we'll go and I need to go and suffer like the outside world and go to some of these shops and try
surely
and get
have you done your weekly shop?
It comes on Saturdays, so it's been.
Right. Well, sorry.
So I need to, but there's a wee shop I can go to. I can nip in there.
Go there.
Put your Hamzat on.
Let's 2 people in at a time. I was in the day, by the way. Here's one.
Wish my shop to let 2 people in at a time.
I was in the day, right? Let's say you and the person you stay with go into a shop and that shop's only allowed 2 people. Do you not think it's rude for the second person to be in there when there's people waiting outside to come in?
Aye, well this is the thing, and they tell you that only one person for the household should be going into the shop. It's only necessary for one person in the household to do the shopping. So, I mean, there's a lot of rude stuff.
I was raging today
about lockdown. What if you're watching and commenting? We're obviously having a chat about lockdown problems. What's some of your lockdown problems that you've been facing? What's some of your pet hates that are arising from lockdown? I think
there's positive. I can give you positives coming out of it. Like we're talking about dinners, and I think this is maybe the best run of home cooked meals I've ever had.
100%.
Really?
Aye. Like the night the missus made a beautiful Chinese chicken curry.
The weekend. I mean, the weekend we would normally have kind of a cooked meal, like an actual meal with steak or roast chicken or something.
It's a first day sandwiches for you,
but then the rest of the week it's just shite, like just council shite.
Gummy bears and crisps.
The night I had, the homemade, the Greg's chicken bakes that you put in the oven,
right,
and mash, totties and peas. So that's a basic dinner.
But that's one of the best things. Like normally, at least once a week, you would probably try and order a takeaway. But
more than that for me. But somehow I've still managed to just be like the same fat slob that I am when I'm eating 5 takeaways a week. I mean, I'm probably getting more nutrients for a curry with all the spices and.
Have you been exercising?
I've been going walks.
Right, okay.
But I try to get. I mean, I try to get like home workout stuff, but I just don't feel like. See, when I work out with my body weight, like push-ups or whatever you're going to do. I just don't. It doesn't do it for me. I
Does it
find
motivate
it
you?
difficult. I see if I had a set of dumbbells in the house,
Aye,
I'd
you
be
maybe do that.
I'd be at it all the time, and I'd feel that, and I would see that.
What
But then
kind of
dumbbells are about £200. They're charging through the nose for them everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless you know somebody that's got access to a room full of them.
Well, I've dropped hints. I don't know how many times. You know,
Right, I'll be around to see you. I'll be around to
You
see.
know
What do
it
you
says dumbbell an awful lot.
what do you use? 7s, 8s? What are you after?
6.
Oh,
7s or 8s.
Aye. What are you going to be using? Is this for your legs or your arms or?
Well, I would normally use between a 14 and a 14 to 18 for
that,
most.
So, if I drop off a couple of 16s to you, that'll be you sorted.
Well, I need a bench.
Oh, here we go.
Well, I need a bench.
Give
don't
him
I?
an inch. No, how do you need a bench? Adapt, overcome.
What am I supposed to do then?
You can make a bench
On the bed, over the
floor
bed.
press. Floor press.
Aye.
Aye, but that's one of the
Bed
floor
press.
press. I tried that. It's not that great. And
Bed
Lucy's actually commented on something which I think's very relevant to my plight is the 2 metre distance. She actually works in a supermarket and has problems with it, and there's problems across the board with that. I
By
think
the way, sorry to interrupt you, but that kind of brings us back to last Friday.
Yeah,
we had a wee impromptu night on here to just to tell everybody about the Twitch and the Twitter. The Twitch and the Twitter sounds like some sort of comic book. Like,
sounds like a pub in the West End.
the Twitch and Twitter.
Hey guys, just heading down the Twitch and the Twitter for some craft ales.
I've met that guy. I've seen that guy. I want to strangle that guy.
Right, so I would touched on it that Andy had a bit of a situation.
Now I know we like to have fun in the podcast or the video show, whatever the fuck this is.
Make yourself bigger, can I see
Am I allowed to swear?
if you want. Just kind of post. Just don't post it on Twitter.
So essentially, it ties into it. That's why I brought it up to Lucy's issue. If I shop at Asda, that's my local supermarket, and the nonsense that goes on when you're in there is just absolutely off the scale. First of all, you're queuing. If anybody's got me on Twitter, they'll have seen my pictures of the queue where everybody is just standing in clusters. There is no social distancing. Maybe the first 10 people, they control maybe the first 10 people. So this is my experience again in. So I'm standing in the queue. I'll happily tell somebody to get away from me. Like if they're not away from me, I'll say to them, listen, you need to stand back.
You're bold, like you're no.
So the first issue is the security guard. He comes and brings in the next 5 people or the next 10 people, right? But he's standing at the door. So when you're entering the store, you have to walk past this guy, right? Now this guy chooses to stand there, right? Chooses to not adhere to social distancing. He could move away from the door. He could go into the corner, but he chooses to stand right there. So already, I've been near somebody. I go into the shop. One-way system works okay, but it's what I don't like about the one-way system thing is if I forget to get something, I'm not supposed to go back to the aisle that I've just been to. But in order for that to actually work properly, I'm going to have to know the layout of Asda before I go to Asda. So my list is going to have to be written in the order of the store. Because if, oh shit, I forgot to get mushrooms. Oh, sorry, you're going to have to go back outside and queue up to come back in to get mushrooms. Like, what?
That's extreme. That's extreme, you know what I mean?
But the thing is, so they've got a security guard inside Asda telling people if they're not sticking to the rules. By the way, just to let you know, you can't go down here. This is an up aisle. You're going down it. Not 2 feet away, 2 meters away for the person might add. He'll go right up to you, right in your face, and tell you your face, right, about social distancing. So they'll get that. Then when you go when you go to the checkout, you are not queuing 2 meters away from people. There isn't anybody. This security guard that's walking about, he doesn't really like to get involved in the checkout stage. He'll let everybody gather at the checkout. So that's fine, apparently. It's the same outside. If this guy really wants to walk about telling everybody where to go outside. There's 50 people out there. They're no standing 2 meters away. Go and tell them. So they should have somebody controlling that. So this is what happened to me on Friday. I'm in the queue. There's a guy in front of me. I don't know. I wouldn't say he was a bad guy. He was just a bit... He just didn't know what was going on. He just had no idea what was going on. So the woman in front of him, she's getting annoyed. She's getting uncomfortable. You can tell, you can see her. She's trying to put her chip and pin in. And this guy's breathing down her neck, right? And she's looking at him as if to say, gonna get away from me. But he's none the wiser. He's not got a Scooby. What's going on? So the lassie behind the till, she has to say to him, can you move away, please? You're supposed to be adhering to social distancing. You're making other customers feel uncomfortable. So he moves back. Leans on the counter. He's leaning over the counter like this. Leaning over the conveyor belt. My stuff's on it. All my stuff's on it. So he's breathing and all my stuff. And I'm just thinking, right, just leave it. You're going to be out of here in a couple of minutes. Just leave it. But then, so what happened was, so she's swiping on his stuff, beep, beep, beep. And then, rather than pack it as it comes down, he moves it over to the empty checkout next to the one that we're at. So he's putting all his stuff there, which in a normal situation would be fine. And then when he pays for his stuff, he goes to this part of where his stuff is to pack it. But I've had to say to the lassie, I'm going to need to wait until he leaves. Because he's standing, he's like this distance between him and I at this point. And then he looks at me, he's like, what? And I'm like, mate, you're supposed to be 2 meters away from people. He's like, oh, and he just was so ignorant and didn't care. But I don't think it was because he was just deliberately trying to be a dick. I just think the guy actually had no concept to how to do this. I don't even think that he had watched the news or understood any of this stuff. So I said to him, I says, have you not been watching the news, mate? So him and I get into a big shouting match. Him and I get into a big shouting match. And I'm saying to him, I'm the good guy here. Because he's in the ring. And I'm trying to tell him, he laughed at me, right? That was when this whole thing went tits up, right? So he laughs at me, and I'm like, do you think this is funny? Do you think this is fucking funny? People are dying. You know, you got to dramatize, you've got to really hammer it home. People are out there dying, and you're laughing. So him and I are having it back and forward. The staff arrive, right? Security, they can hear a bit of a ruckus. They come along. This staff member for Asda brushes past me. Brushes past my shoulder. And I'm just like, what? I said to her, what the fuck are you doing? Why did you just do that? And she's like, Kirsten, can you just calm down, please? So she's obviously, the assumption right away is, I'm the one, I'm the arsehole. So she started on me. Another member of staff comes over and starts accusing me abusing the staff in Asda. And I'm like, this is nothing to do with the lassie. Ask the lassie. The lassie's sitting there. I'm sticking up for her. She's trying to tell this guy off for no abiding to the rules. And he's ignored her and he's laughed. And I'm trying to fucking be a decent guy and step in. I'm protecting your staff. But not, they were having none of it. This wee blonde woman, she's getting it mental. She's going, listen, mate, if you're that paranoid, just get in the house and stay in the house. This is what the Asda staff said to me. And I'm just like, are you kidding me on? She went, listen, don't you swear at me. I never swore at you. I didn't swear. I said, I didn't swear at you. And she went, oh, so security are here now. So everybody, and I've ended up at this point, she's on one because she's getting made to work. That's the real problem here. She's absolutely raging because she's a key worker. And I can understand she's frustrated. Everybody's a bit frustrated. Tensions are running high. So that's obviously what her problem is. She's saying, I've not got a choice but to come here and stand close to people. And I'm thinking, well, I have. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't mean to say that members of staff in Asda can brush past me because they're exposed to it all day, every day. They're supposed to be protecting themselves and their customers. So anyway, can you just let me go on with my shopping? I want to pay for my shopping and I want to go up the road. So we done that. Then this wee security guard, he's hanging about. Everybody's away, except this wee guy's like, I just want to talk to you a wee minute, mate. Like, all right, cool. So I've got my shopping paid for it, blah, blah. So he's walking me to the door. This is the same wee guy that's gone about telling everybody to keep the aisles. Because I've seen him before, and I've thought to myself, he's no fucking 6 feet away for that person. He's no 6 feet away from me at this point either. But now I feel as if I can't say anything to this guy now. Because I've already flipped in the middle of Asda. In the meantime, the other staff, they're congregating now at their wee bit. You know, the wee bit in the middle of the checkouts where they all control everything. So they're discussing barring me for Asda now. This is how far this has went now. I'm getting barred for Asda now. So there's other customers at the other checkouts and they've heard this. And they're shouting at these women. They're getting stuck in now going, he never done anything wrong. That's bang out of order. I've not got a clue at this point what's happening. So when I get to the front door, the guy goes like that to me. Listen, mate. Now, he stopped me at the front door to have a chat with me, right? In this short time where I've had to stand and talk to this security guard to make him feel important. To make him feel that he's done his job that day, right? Because he was clearly too short to get into the police. So this is him. This is his big moment, right? So we're talking away. It's civil. It's civil, right? It's civil.
Right. Okay.
We're talking, but people are walking past me. You know, there's 10, 15 folk left Asda by this point, all within 2 metres of one another. And now me, because I'm stopping there. He goes, listen, mate, they're all saying you're going to be barred. Now I'm going to make, I'll have a chat with him. And I'm like thinking, so I'm barred for Asda then? Like, he's no told me I'm no barred for Asda. So I'm away up the road and I come in and I'm like, I'm fucking barred for Asda. They barred me for Asda. So I phoned the store and I phoned the manager and I spoke to the duty manager and I said, are you aware of the incident that happened 10 minutes ago? And she said, yes, I am. And her and I had a chat and we came to the conclusion that I was in the right.
Of course.
I was the one that was doing the right thing. While everybody was giving me a hard time, the guy that caused all the hassle walked out the shop scot-free. And the manager stated that if he would have been basically barred, or he would have been spoken to about next time you're in, you either adhere to the rules or you don't come back. But then I got it on the net. I ended up saying, look, it got a bit out of control. Can you let the staff know that I'm sorry about having an argument with them and stuff? I don't want to ruin their day. They're having a hard time. I'm obviously up to high door about getting this. So everybody apologised. But I was in hindsight, the person I was most annoyed about was the security guard, because I felt like he was the one that caused the most aggro in the end and stirred the pot at the end by telling me that they were trying to get me barred for Asda. Aye. And when I spoke to the manager about that, she did not seem pleased. But that was my experience. So that's what's kind of led to me having a terrible weekend, a terrible weekend, a terrible day, and a terrible life. So
that's exactly why I do all my shopping at Marks and Spencer's.
Get it delivered.
A better breed of person, a better class of customer, Waitrose.
The thing is,
Of course.
there's nothing worse than that.
Artisan products.
You've changed your dietary requirements now.
I have
recently.
I have.
So you're one of them now. Of course, you're going to
I'm
start.
one of the ones. I don't want to talk about it. It's controversial.
My cousin who works in Asda got threatened by a customer for telling her to stay behind a 2 metre line while she was dealing with another customer. Well, Catherine, in the spirit of the story we've just told, I hope your cousin wasn't a wee nippy sweetie like a lot of the staff in the supermarkets are at the moment, because they've got to work and they are working, and I do feel for them. But I think we all need to, and this is just to put a lid on this now, I think that's an example of the type of social unrest that we're going to see a lot more in society in the next couple of months, when everybody's getting annoyed and everybody's getting up to high door, and it starts and everybody's going mental at each other. And I'm actually a nice guy. I'm actually a nice person. I know people who, if it was them that was in that situation that I was in, they would have wrecked that shop. They wouldn't have stopped until the police dragged them out and put them in the back of a van. And that's the type of stuff we're dealing with here. So
exactly. If that would have happened to the right person,
I'm no bad for Asda, and we've drawn a line under it, and I've apologised, and the staff felt bad, and I felt bad, and that's the end of it. So,
did you feel better at least having spoken about it now on a public platform? Is it kind of taking a wee bit pressure off? 'Cause this is something that I know would drive you mental for weeks, because you would just keep thinking about it. Sometimes it helps to just tell your pals about it.
Aye.
Then we'll just sit back and let you rant for 20 minutes.
Let you go.
It's a shame. It's a shame for the people that work in supermarkets and stuff. They need to get on with it. They're getting made to get on with life as if nothing's happening on about them, and that is shite for them. And they're obviously getting annoyed about it. Otherwise, that wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have exploded to what it did. Anyway,
how about a wee song to cheer us up? Have you got anything prepared for us this week?
No.
Oh, come on.
I'm ready to talk about the Lost Boys.
Right, let's get fired right now. We may as well.
Right, so we chose this film last Wednesday was our first episode, and we randomly chose The Lost Boys out of a generator that Rudo made up. And then we all went away and watched it. Jester and I didn't get around to watching it until today, just so that it was completely fresh in our heads.
Don't make out that you were good watching it today just to make it fresh in your head, because you couldn't be asked.
Yeah, just don't cut me off. This guy had never seen the Lost Boys, which is very surprising.
I was very surprised at that, because it strikes me as a kid, and I hope we'll be talking about it.
But I'll be able to tell you why now.
Right, so
I haven't seen it, or why it's not something that would have interested me that much.
Okay. It came out around about the same time as loads of films that we did, like The Goonies, The Lost Boys, Gremlins, and all that. I think this one had a touch of Home Alone about it.
Aye, that's exactly.
There was all sorts of wee aspects to it, but the first time I seen this would have been when I would have seen Home Alone and all that. This was later, and I found out about this The Lost Boys film. So I'd be say about 17 to 18 years ago, maybe I first saw this. What about you, Jester?
I think I was about 17 or 18 when I first watched it.
Right, I'd probably been about the same.
And I've seen it a few times, but the day is the first time I'd watched it for years, absolutely for years. And but it's one of the films that, as soon as it comes on, you know what I mean, like the soundtrack and just it's brilliant, man. It's brilliant.
I mean,
you remember all the bits that you'd forgotten about, and
right. So let's have a first-hand account. By the age of us, going through 30 years of his life, never have seen The Lost Boys, such a great film as that. What did you think about it?
Well, I never took notes, but I took a lot of mental notes. I was trying to take it in, like really try and analyse the film. And visually, right up my street. Look, we were talking about the kind of cinematic experience, and it's not as much that they've built sets for this film. It's more that it takes place in essentially
Allocation.
a real place, like kind of like Dirty Dancing. It is a real place. It's not a set, so that's stuck out right away.
Let's just point out, like, your first comparison here is Dirty Dancing, so that kind of sets the tone for what your taste and probably all three here taste is in films. That Dirty Dancing, would you say, is your favourite film of all time?
It's definitely up there.
Aye.
For a lot of the same reasons as what the Lost Boys would be. The setting, the music, what I would say. So I'm watching the film. Music good, with the wee Easter egg, which was the Fairground song was Jester's theme music in wrestling for a number of years, which I noticed right away. I thought that's
I'd actually forgotten about it until I watched it today.
That's it. So that, and then it was a bit slow off. I thought it was a bit slow out the gate, like in terms of getting into something. The story was very, very basic. Like, probably the most basic story to a film that I've ever seen. Like, there wasn't much to it at all,
right?
Apart from, but the thing was, and then of course these people are gone missing, and I turned around to my sister, I said, "What is that?" And she's like, "I can't tell you." I'm like, right, okay.
What's that? Say that again.
When the people are going missing, the guy goes missing and he's opening his motor.
Like you see the camera coming down.
Aye.
Like the bird's eye view, and then
and you don't know what's happening. It happens like 3 times. So you're learning who the characters are. Kiefer Sullivan turns up. There was just a certain point in the film where I thought, fucking vampires. I fucking hate vampires.
So do they. That's the point of the film.
No, but that is like, see, like Twilight and all of that shit, and all this vampire shit. Buffy and all that. I've just never been into any of that stuff. True Blood, and that explained so. While the film was visually good and the music was good and the setting was good, when it got into the vampire type shit, it just fucking went like that with me. And I liked the film.
When it got into the point of the film, you lost interest.
Right, so this entire time, that was when you realised this was about vampires.
I knew nothing. But tell me this, right? Because something came back into my mind, and obviously they've got the holy water, and they're using the holy water to, like, in the garlic, but holy water is obviously just a myth that's something that gets rid of vampires, or did that come from this film?
All right,
I know the garlic thing, but the holy water thing, did that come from the Lost Boys, or was that?
No, that was a thing before, because I'm sure Dusk Till Dawn, they throw holy water. He's get holy water and he's throwing it on them.
Because you know what I thought of? See, and I never understood this because I'm not a fan of vampire shit. When they done the wedding at ICW. So they done the wedding, and Leighton was the priest, and Bram crashed the wedding again.
Aye.
And Leighton threw the holy water on him, and he went, because his previous gimmick was a vampire.
Right. Okay.
Is that why that must have been why they done that?
Aye.
Is there any like vampire fans listening to this on any of the Twitch, Twitter, or Facebook that can tell us a wee bit more about vampires and whether throwing holy water was always a vampire repellent, the same as a steak or this, which might have came through the Lost Boys film. Stay
Because
back.
Leighton was doing that as well, and then he threw
Right.
the water on him, and Bram sold it, and then he realised as if like,
It's
wait,
just
I'm
water.
not a vampire anymore. But I just thought it was
I'm
cool.
not-
I'd be surprised if the holy water came for the Lost Boys. I
Aye.
would just assume that it would have been a lot earlier than that. You know, when you think about all the vampire films that have been out,
It was
way back.
probably the first vampire film that had been done in that way. Like, I think the vampires in the Lost Boys were presented in a different way to vampires up to that certain point. Like, probably before that, vampire you would associate with like Dracula.
Aye, it was all a mere proper traditional horror film. Well,
Like, they weren't like,
after watching that today, I started looking up the kind of wee trivia things about it. Jester might be the same, but I didn't get the connection. Even as I was reading it and explaining it to the missus, the Lost Boys and Peter Pan, and the writer of the script, his original idea was, what if Peter Pan and all the Lost Boys never grew old because they were vampires and they came to visit you at night because they're vampires? And originally, Michael, the lead character in it, was going to be called, and all the way up until they started producing it, he was called Peter, after Peter Pan. The two brothers, the Frog Brothers, Corey Feldman,
Aye.
and the other boy,
I don't know.
they were originally Michael and John, after the Peter Pan boys. But the whole concept was supposed to be about Peter Pan, and that's what they were gone for. It was like, what if Peter Pan was to be? But originally they were going to be like that age too, like kind of primary school age. But when they took it to the director, he wasn't interested unless they made them like secondary school, high school, teenagers. Then it could make it a bit more interesting.
I was glad I watched it. But funny you mentioned, eh?
So they were very, very cool. Like visually, the film's very cool.
Aye.
All the characters, like you were saying, like before that, if you think vampire, you thought Dracula,
Nosferatu,
and then all of a sudden
It was probably a good,
four cool vampires that are just like a wee gang. It was like the Warriors.
like aye. There was, and it's funny. You mentioned Home Alone, and it was one of the first thing that I thought was that the finale of Home Alone surely has to be loosely based around the finale of the Lost Boys, like.
aye.
But it's obviously almost a spoof where he's using micro machines and all that to get rid of robbers instead of garlic and holy water to get rid of vampires.
It's one
Like
of the
you talk
ones.
about the setup scene. When
That was the first time I thought of that. The setup scene, I thought this is kind of like Home Alone here, and then obviously they come and the kind of transpires at the end.
Right.
I think it's the right amount of cheesiness. The Lost Boys, like the three things that I noticed this time that I never noticed before, like when he puts the stake through, they came out all covered in glitter. They came out of the cave covered in glitter.
Right.
And then, like, because people always slag off like Twilight about like vampires and glitter. And then I look back, and if you see them when all the goo goes everywhere, they're all covered in glitter. And
see, when you said steaks, like I get it now, but I was like, what? They throw steaks at vampires? Like slapping a vampire across the dish with a big 8-ounce rump.
Get away.
The weather steak and a pint for a $5. Boofed.
No vampires in there. And there was
that's what I thought you
when
meant.
they're hanging off when they're hanging off the bridge.
Aye.
And they're all letting go one at a time. They're going, come on, Michael, let go. I thought it was brilliant. Like, obviously they didn't have like the technology back then. So they clearly just had them stunning going, he was clearly stunning up. He's going,
I know, because I thought to myself, is he landed now? He's landed now, hasn't he? No, he's still fine.
Just keeps going.
At that point, while they're dangling and the ball let go, and you can hear at the bottom, Michael. Michael.
Aye.
I was going through all these trivia things again, and it says approximately 118 times some of the characters say Michael through the film. And as soon as I heard that, I just kept recognising Michael every time.
But it's
It was good,
very
and
80s with the comic book store and the
Aye.
video store and the,
Aye.
the arcade and all that. It's
And Sam, like I just couldn't, and again, I just couldn't get my head around the fact that a wee boy was wearing a long coat. Like the fashion says, he's got the hair slicked back, he's got that big long kind of white stripy coat on with the mad shirts. And then I forgot that the ma was the woman for Edward Scissorhands.
Right. Aye.
And I forgot that the granda
Diane Weist.
I can't mind. And I forgot that the mad old granda is the priest for Sister Act 2.
Right. Well, did you notice anybody else that have been in other films? Obviously, Corey Feldman was in.
the guy for Bill and Ted.
The guy for Bill and Ted, with the cool hair.
Who else was in a film? Who was in The Lost Boys was also in Stand By Me with Corey Feldman. Who do you think? We'll put that out to everybody on the chat if anybody's listening. What actor from The Lost Boys? He was in The Lost Boys and he was also in Stand By Me along with Corey Feldman. They've done 2 films together around about the same time. What? Get it on the list. This is my Stand By Me tattoo. See this?
I know the bridge thing. I've never seen it now.
I think it is on the list.
As soon as we watch it, the 3 years are going to go skipping along a rail track. I'll make sure it's an abandoned one, but
we can hang off it after it.
We'll be going lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, lolly, lolly.
Lollipop.
So,
Well, Stand By Me. Make sure that's on the list.
I think you get to jail for running along a railway track.
Abandoned.
£200 fine.
Abandoned one.
$2,000. It might be $2,000.
I would think $2,000 surely.
Right. So what
If
else
you get
about
caught.
Just on a wee sidetrack here, right? Me and Scott Reed were on the subway before all this happened. And you know how they stop every few stops and the driver will come out and he walks round the carriage and does his checks? Well,
I've never seen that.
It'll stop and he'll come out the wee door and he'll go out onto the platform, walk up, come on the train and walk through. It must be a check every now and again. And this guy must have
steps in.
This guy must have had a hard day, right? Because he came out and the door had shut behind him. Obviously, they need to shut the door so that I can't just jump in and start driving the train. But he came back and he was like shuggling the door and he got his keys out and he went to put his key in the door and he missed it the first time. He didn't even try. It wasn't like he was getting frustrated. He missed it and he just went like that. Bang! He just put his horn right through the glass. You know, like you break glass to open the door. He just went boom, slammed the door and me and Scott like that.
Like Goldberg.
Aye, but you know, like obviously if something happens, you can smash the glass to open the driver's door. He just lost the rag. He went, he tied his key one time and then just went like, slammed the door.
By the way, I think I've been sunburnt today when I went for a walk.
Your face looks quite good that you mentioned it.
Man,
you took a colour. That's what you miss. That must be what you miss more than anything. Getting to go and sunbathe.
If anybody's got any questions, type away. We'll try and answer a couple of them before we finish up. But I normally this time of year I'd be out in the sun. If it was there, I'd be over the park, sitting in the sun, putting on some tanning stuff, try to get a good tan.
You'd be looking forward to a holiday. Aye, same. You'd be looking forward to a holiday. You'd be looking forward to getting to Benidorm, or you'd be going somewhere with the missus. Speaking of holidays, I sent you a wee photo there, and you were able to bring photos up on this before. I don't know if you're able to bring that one up, but the picture I sent you is for a trip that I did with my dad. We went to California, and I didn't know this until the day, but we went to Santa Cruz, and that is where...
That's Santa Clara.
Santa.
Oh, you actually went? I mean, you didn't know that's where you'd been?
No, but looking back, like I sent you a photo when we were at the theme park where the roller coaster is and all that, and looking back, that's no, because we were just stopping by. It was like go get there one night, go a walk, away the next day. but I was actually in the place where they filmed The Lost Boys, and I can picture some of the scenes and think about where it was.
It looks
It's
like such a
brilliant.
cool place
Getting it
to live. No,
And,
the real
like,
place in the film.
the whole of the California coast is just full of wee places like that are just wee tunes on the beach, and like they're no big touristy places. You just kind of stop by, kind of thing. There's the Santa Cruz and Santa Barbara, but it's a cracking wee
I'm
place.
just
It's
thinking,
lovely.
if Andy, if you just, I know you won't want to, right? But
There's a photo
There
there.
it is.
there it is.
So that's the theme park, or at least one of the on the shore at the back of it. That's Santa Cruz, and it's I can't remember what it's in the film.
Santa Clara, Santa.
Santa Clara. That sounds about right.
And I'm
It's
just like,
actually Santa Clara is a real place. It's actually Santa Carla.
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 So I'm just thinking,
Cheers.
if you get a motorbike, Andy, then we can all just start wearing cool outfits like the Lost Boys, and we'll kick about a gang. We'll find a cave down in maybe I know a cave down in Berwick. We could just take over.
Just skid on. It was an earthquake.
We'll put a couch in it, put some posters up and all that.
I wouldn't
run
mind
about Berwick.
having a wee layer. By the way, I'm just full of all these wee daft facts. But see, the same guy that directed and produced that also done Batman and Robin, which kind of explains.
Aye, right. It's very similar. Like when you go to the cave. Is that the Batman film where they're all like?
Aye, Poison Ivy and Bane.
Aye, very similar.
Brilliant.
It was good.
I quite enjoyed finding all these wee things.
I think it'd be quite cool to have a cave, like literally a man cave.
Right, one that water doesn't come in and like.
No.
Yeah, it needs to be.
We've got optics put up on the wall. Got a couch. Stick some posters up. We'll put a Lost Boy posters up.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
Aye.
We'll get motorbikes. A quaint seaside town like Berwick upon Tweed will just take over it. Will be.
I thought that was dead cool.
What?
The way all the vampires just cut about on these dirt bikes.
Aye.
And the scenes where they all show up and stuff. When did you first start to realise what was coming at the end? By the way, another wee thing, that guy, the whole reason I'm called Wolfgang is because of the monsters, and the big head honcho in that played Herman Munster in the remakes of the Monsters.
Oh, did he actually?
Aye, you get to look at it and watch him because he pure got the mannerisms and everything.
That's
looks like him.
But all in all, I would probably give. I mean, yous are obviously more into it than me.
How many?
I would give it. I'd maybe give it a 6 based on the fact that I'm not
6 out of 5.
6 out of 10.
No.
Well, I didn't say stars. You did.
Right, so 5 stars, right? The Rudo stars. If it was out of 5, would you get it?
It's 5 Rudo stars.
3.
3. But I don't know if The Lost Boys is one of the films like if you missed the boat. Like for me, like Drew made me watch Conan the Barbarian one time, and I just thought it was a lot of nonsense. It's rotten, man. And he loves it. He was getting raging at it because I didn't like it. And I'm like, you've grown up with it, just that we watched it when we were younger and all that. Maybe when you get to a certain age, it's not quite got the magic that it is when you first watched it.
That was like Drew's Bible. Like that was all he ever watched, and it is one of the films. And like you say, if you didn't see it at the time, which is I'm kind of worried about all these old films because a lot of them I would have seen and I really like them, but I don't know if that is nostalgia or
maybe
if they're actually going to be good. Like
I can't believe that the first film that we picked on that randomizer I'd seen.
I mean, I enjoyed the randomizer so much so that I mean, I kind of don't.
Your daily life.
I don't want to wait till Wednesday to do it again.
Have you replaced it?
We'll do it now then.
We make the rules.
We're doing it the noon. So you need to watch this by Wednesday though.
That thing doing the bottom's distracting is going to get it, isn't it?
Well, it's a question for me that I've been trying to answer. And you are talking about this bloody vampire film. It's a load of shite.
Excuse me,
it would be Guns N' Roses, wouldn't it?
Right.
But Warriors is... Are you going to have special guests? No. What do you mean special guests? We are the special
special?
guests.
What's
The
up with us?
Warriors. The Warriors is a film that I don't think we'll have in the wheel at all because it's 70s, right?
That maybe you're right.
74,
But
isn't it?
that's a good example of a film that if you didn't watch when you were younger, you might not get, but you watched that within the last 5 or 6 years,
I
See,
3 year ago.
3 years ago, and
Funny wind me
it's
up, but
probably one of your favourites.
I don't think
I
I've seen
it just
it all the way
I think one of the things that for me it really resonated with it was, so first of all, it was just a cool wee story, but because it was New York as well, and I had recently been to New York, and even in the 70s, like all these subway stations and all that, they all look the same. Like they haven't changed even now. And it was like, oh, I've been there, and it was like cool to see this like that kind of take centre stage in a film. But I've got the randomizer, so let's just get it.
Have you replaced the Lost Boys?
No.
So if it lands on that, we just need to watch it again.
Aye, well, why would we do that? We're not going to
Put
land
the
in the
Warriors-
Lost Boys. There's like a
If the Lost Boys-
50 to 1 chance of this
If the
happening.
Lost Boys comes up, we put the Warriors in.
Right.
Okay.
But it's not going to come up. Guns N'
If
Roses, do you think they'll be able to gig in Glasgow in June? Well, they've just cancelled all their American gigs yesterday, so probs not. But apparently it's getting rescheduled for next year.
Devastated because I had Guns N' Roses in June and Aerosmith in July, and they're both going to get cancelled.
Keep the questions coming. Keep the questions coming in. I like
I'm
having a
just
real
going to
good.
spin the wheel first for the decade.
What
The
we got?
decade is the noughties.
Oh,
Okay.
Right. Okay.
So I give a couple of examples of
what have we
noughties
got?
films. We've got Anchorman, Man on Fire, Superbad, Blood Diamond, The Wrestler,
I think there's going to be a better chance
Slumdog Millionaire.
of these films that I've not seen. I've seen quite
Probably,
a few of the ones, but I think the more recent ones, there's a better chance that I've not seen or I've maybe forgot I've seen.
Cool. Let's go for it. We're spinning now.
what we got?
Into the Wild.
I don't know if I've seen it.
Into the Wild.
I think that's a film that I skip past on like Netflix every day.
You
I'm
can't
going
know.
to check to
I
see
remember.
what it is. So,
I know. Find it because I think I recognise the font.
Into the Wild is a 2007 adventure drama film. It is about...
Let's get Vince Vaughn in it. Do you like Vince Vaughn?
I don't mind him.
I mean, I think this is. I think I tried to watch this before and never got through it. It's getting
What's
8.1.
It's hard because when you look for the plot in Wikipedia, it kind of gives you the whole script.
This might be a wee idea.
That's good. If none of us really know what it's about, let's just go in blind.
Okay.
You
Do you
know,
want to give a synopsis here?
Give me a wee something.
Right. After graduating from Emory University, top student and athlete Christopher McCandless abandons his possessions, gives his entire $24,000 savings account to charity, and hitchhikes to Alaska to live in the wilderness.
What a loser! Why would you do that?
She's
Squeeze your
going
boys'
to
money
be
away.
chopping
Yes,
down
it's not.
trees and all that, eating bush tucker and all that.
Christopher McCandless has lost the plot.
But along the way, he encounters a series of characters that shape his life.
Oh,
Now,
right.
there you go. Trade money for character of life.
Right, well, listen now.
So we'll
I'll
do that
get
for
that.
Wednesday then. We'll have a go for Wednesday for that then.
We have to watch Into the Wild for Wednesday. Is anybody watching seen Into the Wild that can give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Or whether, in fact, no, I don't
Joanne
really
just
care.
said.
Well, we
Joanne
need to
just said
watch it
based on
anyway,
a-
so...
I don't
based
really
on a
care.
true story.
How do you feel about movies? Would you listen to a critic or a review for somebody you know maybe and take their word for it and how they feel about it, or would you still go and see the film?
Sounds
trying
boring. What's your favourite film then, Angela? What's your favourite film?
No, I don't like. There's been times where I've been told to watch a film because you need to see this. It's great and it's rotten. And then there's times where folk will slag a film off, and I've seen it 12 times. Do you know one of my favourite off topic? Right, a film that always gets slagged for liking, and I've seen it hundreds of times. Paul Blart Mall Cop. It's
That's pretty good.
So funny, man. It's so funny.
I've never seen it.
Best.
Is that Kevin James?
Kevin James.
He was in
King of Queens.
He was in Mick Foley's class at school, wasn't he?
Aye.
Was he?
Aye.
Him and Mick used to wrestle.
They were on the wrestling team together. There was a picture went on social media the other day. Saying that, showing a picture of him.
He's very, very good. He's very good at physical comedy.
Listen to a review. Listen, guys, we've drawn the film, so regardless of what people think, we have to watch it. That's the deal. They're not going to
be as good as a 3 out of 5 Rudo Star review. Like
I would say the noughties though in general. Although there was a couple of good films in the noughties, it was kind of not a good decade for movies. Like when the tens hit and you had like Wolf of Wall Street and all the like cracking films coming out in the early decade of the decade, but there isn't that many films for the noughties that stand out.
There's some of the
films.
Some of the films in this list are good ones.
Catch Me If You Can is probably the best film in the noughties.
Braveheart, The Green Mile, amazing film.
Braveheart's 1996.
Everybody's just talking about their favourite films. I don't think they're going through years in it.
Basketball.
You know how I've
Basketball.
Never seen, like I always get slagged for not having watched films, right? I must
Rocky
take it after my ma, right? Because she's just put up there saying, "Have you ever seen a film called Sleeping with the Enemy?" And that's an in-joke with us because if I phone my ma and she's watching a film, she only watches the one film and again, which is a great film. If you've never seen it, I'd watch it. It's very, very tense. But I'll say, what you watch, she'll just be like, guess, and it's always Sleeping with the Enemy. I
was harsh on The Lost Boys. Listen, it was all good, and I thought, the thing is, it's just supernatural stuff, it just doesn't get me.
That's surprising.
It's like there was a film, there's a TV series, right, and probably anybody that's watching hasn't seen it. It was called Revolution, right, and it was about a post-apocalyptic world where the power had went out, so it was set way into the future, but in actual fact it wasn't a futuristic theme. It was actually back to the Dark Ages, because they had to fend for themselves and there was wars and it was conflict. And it was amazing. But then they started bringing in this supernatural shit. There was nanotech flying in the air and all that. And I'm just like, you've ruined a absolutely cracking programme. It was the same way, there's a few things, Lost kind of went that way as well. Like, it was a good concept and then it just got stupid. Because
speaking of True Blood, that was the same. I was really, really into that when it was just about vampires, because I used to always think that it was as close to being realistic as you could really be with vampires, like how they had adapted to drink synthetic blood and they weren't, you know what I mean, you're bad and good. But then as the seasons went on, it just went crazy. There was like fairies and werewolves and all that. It was like, same thing. It just went too far and it ruined it for me. Too much going on.
I think I feel I'm gutted now.
How?
We've picked a Shannon film, haven't we?
Well, no, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be interesting. And if it is, it doesn't matter, because we weren't supposed to pick a film the night anyway. The rule is every Wednesday we pick a film. So this is just an extra film. And if it's no good, we come back on Wednesday and we go, did you watch it? Aye. What did you think? Rubbish. Let's move on. We don't need to spend any time
We never chose a Shannon film. We don't do the choosing.
No.
The randomizer.
Stupid randomizer.
The randomizer.
That was a
randomizer is king. You loved it before you picked that film.
I know.
You loved it so much that we picked a film just so
I was excited. Now I need to watch a film like Monday, Tuesday or Wednesday. And their school nights, do you know what I mean? That's a school night. Kids are back to school tomorrow, like on actual, the day in their schoolwork.
Homeschooling.
Easter holidays is over now.
A lot of people are saying Dirty Dancing, which we've spoken about Dirty Dancing a few times. Dirty Dancing. I can't quite get out of it how good it is.
That
I've never watched it and went, I've seen this too many times. In fact, I watched it. We switched broadband providers a couple of months ago, so all I had was like DVDs. So I watched all of Footballers' Wives, which was a cracking show, by the way. And then I watched Dirty Dancing 7 times in 10 days. And it was just, I never, at the end, every single time that dance comes on, when he jumps off the stage, every time I'm going, yes!
It's a feel-good movie.
And then our dad grabs his arm, and he turns around, you think, oh, they're going to start fighting. He goes, I know you weren't the one to get Penny in the
That
trouble.
movies that made us was good.
And then he looks at her and he goes, you look wonderful out there.
Thing is, though, like, when I watched that movies that made us, and it was about the Dirty Dancing, and it was phenomenal viewing. Like Sarah Jessica Parker was meant to be Baby, and they show you the audition of them dancing together, her and Patrick Swayze. But there's a bit in it where they're talking about the nobody puts Baby in a corner. So here's me. I mean, I don't know about yous, but I thought that there was some kind of metaphorical kind of meaning. The only reason he said nobody puts Baby in a corner was because she was sitting in a corner.
Right.
But there was no.
He thought it was the most stupid line as well.
There was no metaphorical meaning behind it. Like, don't you dare back her into a corner again. Nobody put. It's just because she was sitting in the corner.
And they hated each other. Her and Patrick didn't want to work. And the bit I found cool was, when they're dancing and he does that thing, she keeps laughing when he's tickling her.
Aye.
And she was actually laughing, and he was actually raging, like, because he'd done so many takes. That's when you see him going like that, because he was just getting furious at her.
And then like the footage of them auditioning, they filmed a movie together prior to that, and she didn't like him, and they were arguing. Although they had all that fantastic chemistry and they were dancing when the camera was rolling, as soon as it stopped or before it started, they were nipping each other. They couldn't stand each other. Crazy.
See, for my
and then she was upset when he died, and she's obviously thought, well, I shouldn't have been a cow.
What were you saying? Your 40th what?
Can we go to, instead of going to Benidorm, can we go to Kellerman's?
Aye. It's called something else, but it's a real place, isn't it?
Aye, it's a real place, aye. Obviously when they were shooting it, it was set up 2 different bits, but all I want to do in my life is just dance up these stairs just one time.
I like walking across the bridge going like
that. Was it Patrick Swayze's best film?
Spaghetti arms.
Oh, absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt.
I mean, it made them. Like,
better than Ghost?
Who was it they were wanting again?
A fantastic film, right? But nobody on this planet was cooler than Patrick Swayze when that film came out.
Who was it they were wanting again?
If I even attempted to try any of the dance moves, I'd look like a fanny. No, listen, I have, right, because I've got a long hall and I've got a big mirror at the end of my hall. And do you know how many times I've tried to do that thing where he walks and he goes like this?
The walk.
And he looks back, and I can't do it. I can't do it without looking like a big galumph.
Who was it they were wanting to?
You need to video it.
Right, okay.
Please, will you video it and we can try and get it on the show on Wednesday?
Me trying to do the dirty dancing? No, because I'm rubbish at it. Like, I'm rubbish. In fact, I bought a short-sleeved black shirt.
Right, you need to do this.
Just so I could look like Johnny Cash.
We'll put the music behind it. We'll get it all gone. I think you'll look the business.
I'll jump off my kitchen bottle into the squat.
As a film that you can watch time and time again.
He does that wee thrust thing with his high heels on, man. I've got that as well. Like, I'll dress up as one and I'll do the dirty dancing. Okay.
Unfortunately, it is time for us to do a bunk. So I've went a wee bit over. We enjoyed our night, I guess, and they end up a dirty dancing chat. But hopefully we draw it at some point. But as always, we've got our Facebook ASD web show. Twitter's the same, and we're pushing our Twitch at the moment as well. The Twitch, it's got, as I said before, it's got a variety of other stuff happening on it as well. Gaming mainly. Sean McLaughlin and I, we played FIFA for a couple of hours yesterday afternoon at 3 o'clock, which is normally a time where everybody, our football fans, would be watching the football. So that may become a regular thing. And we had a bit of fun doing it.
I feel like we've achieved something tonight. We've discussed a classic film. I feel like Andy will have a better sleep tonight, having vented about the Asda debacle.
I can feel listen, people don't need to be concerned about my sunburn. I've had sunburn before, trust me. It's just a wee bit of sunburn, but I can feel it. I'm sitting here, that way you can feel it.
Go and stick a Muller corner on it.
But that'll turn into a nice wee tan.
Have you got a tune set up for us yet? Because you can't leave us without giving us something to ponder. A wee hum, like I've been waiting and you humming for an hour.
Did anybody see Leighton Buzzard's ukulele?
I seen a good parody.
Get the guitar.
Right, give me a minute. Get
the guitar. I think we've done this whole thing, but I haven't even touched on Tim Capello.
Exactly, we need to do another episode. Tim Capello is a
full episode just on him. He's the guy is an absolute anomaly.
He's in one scene and he almost steals the entire movie.
It's iconic. Every time it comes on, just him. What is it all about?
Tim Capello. So who else? He played with Tina Turner.
I watched that in your house, and he had drums stuck to a wall. He was just going on. And then in songs when he had nothing to play, he was just grinding against Tina Turner.
Right,
okay.
Hey guys, this is Leighton Buzzard. Please make sure you donate. Thank you to Sean and Julie for having me. Hopefully I've cheered you up. Hopefully you've had a good night, and if you're at home and you're a wife and your husband's not at home, hopefully I've made you feel a bit special for the last 20 minutes. So I'm going to play a little song now, just a little bit of a song. This is one of my favourite.
Keep going. No.
Wolfie.
Yeah, Leighton. Yeah.
You asked me something there, Wolfie?
Yeah, I'm saying, do you do requests?
No, I've only got one song. So.
Okay.
Ready? It's all about you. It's all about you, baby. It's all about you. It's all about you. Yesterday you asked me something I thought you knew. So I told you with a smile, it's all about you. And I would answer all your wishes if you asked me to. But if you deny me one of your kisses, don't know what I'll do. So yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. La vie en rose. There we are.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Leighton. Thank you very much, Leighton Buzzard. When I saw it, he was good, right? But when I saw it, I just thought, this guy's just gave me like
so much
years worth of slagging.
Material. So I found a contrast. I saw him the other day post a photograph, and he was a spitting image of somebody. I won't tell you who it is, but I'll post it on my Twitter when this goes off, and you will not believe how much Leighton Buzzard looks like a young version of this iconic man. I don't know if
surprised that I knew McFly.
What?
Someone was surprised that I knew McFly.
Why?
Exactly. See, this is the point.
That's right up your street.
I know a lot of McFly.
you tune in to a podcast, whether it's Facebook, Twitch, or Twitter, and you expect three wrestlers to be sitting listening to Metallica and watching movies like, I don't know, what's a typical movie that somebody might like? The Scarface or something like that. Like just, but no, it's Dirty Dancing, McFly all the way.
Scarface is Boz. Just to add, it's a Boz film.
Andy, there's my man saying that you could busk outside Asda.
I know. Well, two feet away.
High
2
praise.
meters.
You can't get Andy money for busking your 2
You'll need to fling it for 6 feet.
You better
Try and chip it, playing chippy.
Put that cash in an envelope before you give it.
Playing chippy. Aye. Squeezing.
I don't want your monkey money.
Take that terror back, it's contaminated.
Well, I'd like to thank everyone for watching. I think when we started talking about something at the end there, everybody just fucked off. So
I think we were saying we were leaving.
We're just talking a load of shit, and everybody's like, "Nah, I've seen
I feel like
Aye.
the song.
Thank you, everybody.
Is done. We can't follow on for the song. So thank you for tuning in. I'll post that photograph of who I think Leighton does.
What's the film called we're watching?
Into the Wild.
Into the Wild.
Into the Wild by Wednesday.
Wednesday evening, 8 o'clock. Usual channels.
I'm predicting it's going to get less stars than the Lost Boys.
Think so?
I think you're going to get less Rudo stars than the Lost Boys.
Well, story could save it, because the Lost Boys, that was the thing that let the Lost Boys down for me. So
this guy's getting 25 grand away, and he's getting into the woods with nothing but ambition for friendship.
Right. Well, I don't need to watch it.
There we go.
Right. Anyway, goodbye. Have a good one. Cheerio.